One of my favorite armor sets in the game is the Spartan Renegade set I now most of the times wear while playing. So let's take an in-depth look at this pack, including the armor set, mount and weapon in this video. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. We got an amazing blood red hood, chains as bracers, and overall just a pretty sexy outfit for Cassandra with a deadly waist and boots, although I don't really like it that much for Alexios, more for Cassandra. It is one of my favorite sets in terms of looks in the game right now. The only sad part is there's clipping with a sort of cape and the quiver, so it like goes through each other. It does not look really nice, but if you like use the bow, you will not see it anymore. And I totally believe that this will be something that Ubisoft might take a look at in a future patch, but they haven't talked about it yet. Thanks to the name of this Spartan Renegade set and also the chains, like the icon of the bracers is just a chain. So that really makes me think of Kratos, so I'm not sure if that was just inspiration or kind of a nod, but just wanted to throw it out there. So it also makes sense that this is a warrior set, so just like the other gear pack that is available right now, the Pegasus set. Although that one also kind of focused on assassinating targets, this one is really focused on a lot of crit damage. We see that on the hood with an increase in crit damage, so your yellow numbers will be higher. The chains give extra crit chance, so these yellow numbers might occur more often. I engraved some extra crit damage onto this one, by the way, but more on the engravings for this set soon. The chest adds some extra health, and that's of course nice in a warrior set since you will have a high chance of being hit since you are in the face of all the enemies all the time. More crit chance on the waist, making it 10% in total if you wear the full set. And the boots enhance the damage of spears by 15%, and that makes sense because the spear is in this gear pack and also has a crit damage on it and gives the charged heavy attacks a higher chance of doing a crit. And that is really nice because it goes hand in hand with the gear set bonus if you wear the full Spartan Renegade set, and that is that the crit damage from the warrior abilities is increased by 50%. So having a higher chance to do them is really nice. Like, you want to focus on doing the warrior abilities to make your damage output as great as possible, including of course the charged heavy attack. Again, you have a higher chance of doing a crit, and that crit damage is insanely increased. And it also helps you throw the enemies on the ground, so you can then try and hit the enemies from the back for a guaranteed crit, because that will do the most damage with this set. The overpower attack from the spear can also be nice because you hit a lot of enemies and also do many hits with just one ability. Although I have to say that the overpower attack from the spear is pretty bad compared to the ones from the sword, dagger and heavy weapons. And that is because with those weapons you are like stuck to one target, while with the spear and also with the scepter it can be pretty hard to aim. The pack also comes with its own mount, although I'm not really impressed by this mount. It's just a black horse with some red clothes. And I mean, the paint is cool, but overall I'm just not that impressed. The pack is 1000 Helix credits, but you can of course also buy all the things separately. But it should appear in the weekly store as well, as the post-launch content trailer already showed the boots from this set in that store. And we already saw the Pegasus chest in the store last week. And with the store I of course mean the oikos of the Olympians that you can find over here on the map. And I might say it wrong, like some people say, oh, you should say it differently, but then I look it up and then it's always oikos. And in the post-launch content trailer I think Scott, the game director, also said oikos. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent here, but I will just say oikos of the Olympians. But of course, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. You need Orichalcum that you can get from completing the daily quest and the weekly quest that resets at the same time as the shop. And that weekly quest gives you 40 Orichalcum to buy this gear. And I said it like in previous videos as well, I want to do a weekly video with the weekly reset and the weekly quest on how to complete it as fast as possible. Like, if there is a demand for that, of course. But I will just try it out, so that video might be up by the time you watch this. If so, then you can click on the screen. Going back to the Spartan Renegade set in terms of engraving, I put the -1 adrenaline cost for the overpower ability on the spear. I think this is just the best engraving for every warrior weapon at this point. We'll show you how to get that one really soon, although the extra damage with the charged heavy attack ability is also great, since you will be doing a lot of the charged heavy attacks with the tactic I showed you. And it of course also goes hand in hand with the legendary perk that is already on the weapon. For the bloodstained hood, I go for one of the legendaries, of course. Now I choose the 50% adrenaline on dodge. For the braziers, I added some extra crit damage to enhance the power of this set even more. I got the extra all resistance perk on the chest to make sure that I stay alive longer. You find this on the Greek hero set that you get for completing the main story. And since I am someone who switched a lot to the bow as well during melee combat, I go for extra headshot damage, but that is also because I don't really have something else for the waist. And I put all the arrows pierce through shields from the Athenian war hero set on the boots, but that is also because I don't really have something better. Subscribe for everything Assassin's Creed Odyssey if you haven't already. I got way more in-depth looks at armor sets, tips and tricks, and way more coming your way. Like this video to support the channel. Check out my video on the Pegasus sets if you want to see that as well. And I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.